Sometimes to win the day in Project 70, keeping it simple is the best way to go. This card also signifies his entrance into the companion card game. So congrats to everyone who managed to snag one of those Ohtani two-way companion cards from Chuck Styles. They sold out in just 11 minutes, 180 copies gone, just like that. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And do not forget to visit my website tomorrow. I will have up the polling for week 28 where you can pick your 5 favorite cards. I'm very, very curious to see what cards come out on top because the first 3 days of the week we had some very, very strong cards. Today's cards, maybe not to the same level as the first 3 days, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But tomorrow on the website, sound off on your favorite cards from this week. But now with it being Thursday in the set, the simple fact is this: the Monday buying window has ended and we have now seen the print runs from those Monday cards. And I don't believe there could have been a bigger disparity in the numbers of the 4 cards that released than there were from the Monday cards. Leading the way for us is that Shohei Ohtani by Urmsy. That print run comes in 8,604. Second up, DeGrom by Sophia Chang, 1,360. And then the bottom 2 cards, Gleyber Torres by Joshua Videz, 697. And then Darryl Strawberry by Sean Weatherspoon, 633. So in total there, that is 11,294 cards sold. But that Urmsy, 8,604, which means 75% of the cards that were purchased on Monday were of Urmsy's Shohei Ohtani. So that is just pure domination from that card. And I will also say, I believe that that number is actually bigger and more impressive than his 10,600 performance with his recent Mike Trout. And that is because on this Ohtani, there was no chase card. There was no bonus extra card you could receive in your package outside of the foils and then, of course, the 1/1 gold. So to me, 8,000 here does beat that 10,000 Trout. But then on the bottom, I did say on the Monday video that Torres could be in the bottom 10, and it finished at the 10th spot in the set, the 10th lowest per run overall. But the card I didn't talk about was the one around Darryl Strawberry. That now at 633 is the 3rd lowest card in this set. It was very surprising for me to see Strawberry fall under Torres. I figured Torres would be the lowest printed card on Monday. But now I do not believe for 1 second that that Urmsy Ohtani is going to be the only firework we see this week in Project 70. When you realize that Chuck Styles sold all 180 companion cards of his Ohtani in 11 minutes, that shows that the demand for that card is very, very strong. I was very, very happy. I felt lucky to grab 2 early on at 9 in the morning. But when you take a look at all of the press this card is getting, I could easily see this card come out 10, 11,000. We will see. I do also understand the sort of maybe hesitation with the fact that that elbow protector is on the wrong arm, but if it was not there, the card would be incorrect. But now before we talk about the Thursday cards that released, do not forget to go purchase your Tuesday cards on the website. The buying window is closing very rapidly, and we'll see how is Matt McCormick's Ohtani going to compare to the Urmsy Ohtani. Is that McCormick going to even touch 5,000 to 6,000? I guess we'll find out here hopefully in the next couple of hours. But now leading us off on this Thursday, we get 3 returning players. We get kind of like almost a new artist, but not really. And we also get 1 brand new player. So leading us off today is going to be Cody Bellinger, this time by Undefeated. We then have Derek Jeter by Brittany Palmer. We have a no hat Aaron Judge by Market. And then we have Manny Ramirez for the very first time, this time released by Risk. And now if you're like, Market, who is Market? Chinatown Market many months ago announced they were going to rebrand their name because of what was happening out there in the world. And a couple of days ago, they released their new name, and now Chinatown Market is now just known as Market. So going forward, I'll change the website, and of course Topps this morning released the card under the name Market. So going forward, it is now just simply Market. And now taken as a collective group, all four together, I think these cards, and just to be honest here, I think they're going to be very, very difficult to sell. I don't know if any of these are going to be in the bottom 10. That's a really low number right now, anything under 700. But these four cards, I don't really think are going to move the needle too well. But now, if you saw that Brittany Palmer Derek Jeter card, and by the way, that is Derek Jeter's 9th card in Project 70, and said, that looks like Gregory Siff, you're not alone. And this is a really interesting card to release by Brittany Palmer. And by the way, Topps did release the artist series of Meet the Artist, and this week's episode is all around Brittany Palmer, so definitely check out that video. This card was produced at the All-Star festivities, and she was painting it next to Gregory Siff when he painted his Babe Ruth. There were a lot of photos and videos around this whole episode. And when I saw that painting by her originally, I really thought she was painting Gregory Siff, and I understand artists, the way they create, not everyone can create in a crowd. I figured, you know what, maybe her real sort of forte when she creates the best, she creates maybe in a studio by herself, and so maybe she went with just a simpler approach. She probably painted Gregory Siff numerous times now, and so to do that Gregory Siff in that All-Star appearance, to me was not a real big surprise. But then when I saw this card come out, I'm like, that's not Derek Jeter. I guess you can see Derek Jeter in that card, but for me, forever, this will always be known as Gregory Siff. But now this card could also be the what color is the dress card for Project 70. If you never saw Brittany Palmer paint that painting during the All-Star game, and if you saw this card for the very first time today, you are probably going to see Derek Jeter only. So I'm very curious. In the comments below, what are your thoughts around this card? Who do you see when you look at this painting by Brittany Palmer? So while we'll probably debate that card for many months coming forward, when you take a look at this next card, there is no doubting what you see. And this is Cody Bellinger's 8th card in Project 70, and it's designed by, take a guess, Undefeated. I am really confused here. You know, when they started their set, you had Undefeated in the background. It was light colored, it was there, but it was not just so oppressive. When you take a look at this Cody Bellinger, if you remove the Undefeated logo, it really feels kind of like an Old Man Allen card from Project 2020. I just don't understand why Undefeated not only has Undefeated bigger than Bellinger on the side, but then also has their logo on the top right. It feels like you could have the logo on the top right and we all know it's Undefeated and you can make Bellinger bigger, but it's just weird to see Undefeated release an Undefeated card. But now there is no confusing the liking of this next card. I just unfortunately don't love it, even though it is another no hat card in the set. This is Aaron Judge's 9th card in Project 70, and this is the card by Market. But why is he frowning? Aaron Judge, that smile, those teeth, that's everything about Aaron Judge. I also don't understand why the E is smaller than the JUDG. That doesn't really look like anything from 1954. So this card, I like it because it has no hat. It's great for the collection, but there's just a lot of questions I have, and I think it could have been so much better because the light blue is a happy color in my mind, and if you had a smiling Aaron Judge, I think this card could have been really, really great. But now when it comes to my card of the day, it is going to be the Manny Ramirez by Risk. And this is why I said at the very beginning of the show, sometimes it pays just to keep it very, very simple. Sometimes you don't trick yourself when you keep it simple and you don't outthink yourself. And what has Risk done here? He's created a Risk 2002 Manny Ramirez card. If you take a look at his actual 2002 card and then compare it to this Risk card, it's basically the same thing, but it has that skin, and that skin is what Risk is becoming known for this year in Project 70. Very colorful, a little bit different than other artists, but it's very, very straightforward. It's simple, to the point, and it's a great way to finally see Manny Ramirez in Project 70. This will now complete your daily download for Thursday in Project 70. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And now when you go back and look at that Brittany Palmer Derek Jeter, this by the way is Derek Jeter's, I don't even remember, 9th card.